Hey, I know some people wanted to see an update of the old Ford F-150. This is going to be a cold start ever. Haven't had it started in a while. I just took this battery out a few days ago out of the John Deere tractor. Charged it up. I don't know, it may be too cold today, but it is 0 degrees here in northern Missouri with a wind chill of about minus 18. So it's pretty nasty. Just like before, this thing, the fuel pump has to prime up. And I hear it running back there, and it usually takes about 15 minutes or so, but I just now heard it shut off. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Hell no. Oh, my battery ends aren't very good. I want to keep them loose in case, you know, the starter would stick or something. This battery may have went flat on me out there in the garage, but hell, I charged it. It just probably ain't gonna do it though. Tighten them up just a little bit there. All right, we got. She's too cold, just too cold. Oh, I really don't think that battery would have went down that quick, but hell, it might have, even in the garage. I'll throw it back on the charger. Okay, I got me a different battery. This one I've had in the garage charging. Of course, it's cold in the garage too, so heck, I don't know. But I got it hooked up to my jumpers on my Explorer. We do have a light on the hood, so that's a little more promising. I think that battery that I had in it earlier is no good. It was sitting out in the cold too long on the 70. But I've got it on the charger again. I just want to get this thing started, back it up maybe 15 feet, and I'm just going to let it run. It ain't got a lot of gas left in it. Let it run a while. It can burn that gas out, and maybe if it has enough gas in it long enough to warm up enough, it'll melt some of this snow and crap off too. It started snowing again. We're lucky we didn't get dumped on, excuse me, like out in New York, you know, this winter. You know, they get like 12 to 18 inches of snow all at once. That's a nightmare. But at least I looked on the Weather Channel. It's 35 degrees over there, and it's 0 here. So you guys are lucky right now. We got way more voltage now. I'm listening for that fuel pump. It more than likely needs to run, but I don't hear it running, so it might be primed. And we still got nothing. That's fantastic. Well, all right, I guess my guess is it's just literally too cold for it to start. Just too cold. I guess I know a lot of people do these, you know, startups in the cold starts. I just want to move the thing because I got to get some stuff out of this shed eventually, but it's no big deal. The voltmeter was showing a fair bit of charge, so I'm guessing it literally is, the cold has just gotten to the starter where it doesn't want to crank because it's just going eh. So I have no idea. My Explorer started right up. Of course, I leave it parked in the garage every night. Not that it's much warmer in there than inside, but I'm sure it makes a difference. My Crown Vic, I was going to hook the jumpers up to it and let that battery charge, because see, I parked that there before winter started, so it's been sitting for about 3 months. But I did put the charger on it so I could get the battery good and charged up before, you know, this kind of cold weather got here. Unfortunately, I tried to start it up about a week and a half ago when it was only about 30 degrees out, and it's deader than a doornail, which don't surprise me because I've had this car since 2018, and that winter I didn't drive it either. I had my red Ford F-150 that I drove in the wintertime. Of course, it was two-wheel drive, But it gets around better in this Crown Vic. But anyway, long story short there. You know, when it was spring 2019, this thing didn't want to start then either. I've had to charge this thing up for like 2 or 3 days every spring after it sits all winter. But I always did try to make sure they're good and charged when I park it. But I think I need to just take the battery out and put it inside if I'm going to let it sit for as long as I let it sit. As you can see, I still haven't changed my tire. I hit one hellacious pothole on these terrible Missouri secondary state roads, and it bent my rim, but I've gotten it fixed since then, but it's still sitting over there by the garage. But there ain't no way I'm going to change it today. Heck, I don't know what I'm doing out here today. It's so dang cold. I just wanted to try to fire up the old Ford. I know a lot of people wanted an update on it. I was kind of disappointing. And my Explorer's got a little bit of a squeak to it. I'm pretty sure it's because the belts are just a little bit wet. I don't know. I may, when it warms up, of course, check that out. Make sure my belts aren't getting wore. That's something you don't want to have happen when it's cold. That old Explorer, I love it. I can get it around everywhere with that thing. And if this old truck here, if it didn't have the fuel line problem, and the transmission didn't jerk like it did, I'd trust taking it somewhere and driving it. It's kind of our hopes that my dad would drive this thing in the wintertime. But unfortunately, I think it's got transmission problems. Listen to that creaky door. She's like, oh, I'm cold. Why did you even bother with me today? Yep, all we're getting is a grant. Okay, that's it. We attempted to start it. Whether it's a battery problem or it's just too dang cold for it to start, I do not know. But like I said, that battery I got in it, it's not a good battery either. It's older than sin, just like the other one. But I did charge it up, and I did use it to run the Massey Ferguson before. But, I mean, the amp gauge wouldn't be going up as far as it is right now if it didn't have pretty good charge. So, apparently the starter's just too cold. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Leave me a comment if you want any information on the old truck. I know a lot of people were asking me to do updates on it. Well, here's a little update for you. Kind of a failed attempt, I know by the title. We're going to try to start it, but maybe that's for the best. You know, if you don't have to start stuff when it's just stinking cold, kind of like my dad, don't start it. You know, it's just hard on things, but I don't know. Here I am being an idiot trying to start it for a YouTube video. Oh well. Go ahead and unhook my cables over here. Hook them on this too. Now we're clear. I'm going to shut my Explorer off real quick. What the hell? Just take a look at the belt. I just want to see if it's loose. See if it looks like it's wore a little bit, maybe. Take these keys out so it's not dinging. I'm going to get my four-wheeler out. I'm crazy for wanting to get my four-wheeler out when it's this cold, but I like to play around in the snow. Let's see here. Now the belt is tight. Definitely tight. And it doesn't look bad just from what I can see from here. So we probably got a squeaky pulley, which ain't really a big deal. It just gets annoying after a while. And I mean, it ain't terrible to fix. I changed the serpentine belt on my Crown Vic. Everything's a lot tighter in here. It'd be a lot harder. I'm not even sure where the tensioner is on this thing. Well, I guess that's it right there. This might be the tensioner pulley here. I'm not real sure. Don't quote me on that. Flip that cap down on my positive terminal. Negative terminal don't have one. Close the hood up on the whole Ford here. I'm going to take the battery back with me. Put it in the garage. Because heck, I mean, it was getting voltage on the meter. So this battery, I think, has plenty of juice in it. And with the assistance of the jumpers, it should have started. So I'd say the cold has done its duty on my truck, and that's why I don't want to start. So I'm going to be lazy and not carry the battery 50 feet over to the house. I'm going to put it in the back of my Explorer. I should grab the jumper cables too. Ooh, I know this turned into a little bit longer video, but hell, maybe you guys like watching me suffer. It is cold, I'm telling you. I got multiple layers on here. My face is about froze though, so it's time to get into the warm. Okay.